And welcome to Los Caballeros Sports Village in Fountain Valley, California. My name is Dave Vincent alongside David Fink for this men's round of 8 for the Race for 8 Tour and, of course, Simple Green. As we have Emmett Peixoto and his counterpart here, Robbie McCarthy from Ireland, first up here on the show court alongside David Fink for this broadcast match. Dave, it's interesting in a lot of ways. You would say this one here because it's a rematch of sorts. The two have played each other previously. Let's talk about that.
Well, Dave, before we talk about this match, we have an incredible lineup here today. 4 blockbuster quarterfinal matches, Irish versus American. Really, you could say all 4 of them could go either way, including this one, Dave. But before we jump into all that, I want to wish you and your beautiful wife, Lolita, a happy 6th wedding anniversary. So congratulations to both of you on this glorious day. You couldn't have had a better day for that celebration, Dave. Here, 75 degrees here, not a cloud in the sky.
And we're not getting that itch 1 year early.
Wow.
So we're hopefully...
So it's a non-itch 6th.
Yeah.
No, that's good. That's good.
So no 7-year itch.
You mentioned, Dave, this match here, a rematch. Emmett Peixoto losing to Robbie McCarthy at the Players' Championship that Robbie McCarthy won in 2014. He buzzsawed the field there, and he's been so successful in every race event he's played, finishing 5th, 2nd, 1st, and 1st in 4 starts. Now, Emmett Peixoto did beat Robbie McCarthy at the 2009 World Championships in Portland. That was in the quarterfinals. Very impressive performance there, but Robbie McCarthy just around 20 or 21 years old at that time, but Emmett knows that he can beat Robbie McCarthy, and I know he's very much looking forward to this matchup.
Well, it's the Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball. Our referee is Bill Mihalis from Chicago, Illinois. He knows his way around a handball facility or two. As Robbie and Emmett listen for this announcement from our referee. Now, Dave, the show court here has historically had some slides, some skipping, and that sort of thing happening.
Yeah, and I don't think we'll see any exception to that.
All right, we got line judges. Court hinders are really just if it hits the ceiling funny, the door funny, or the window up there. I'll try to call them everything I can. You can appeal if you disagree with any of those. The 2 guys in the red.
That was our referee, Bill. Yeah. Mr. Mihalis talking about
all right,
game
hinders. 1-0-0.
Trying to minimize, but Dave, I think you know we'll see a lot more than just court hinders off the ceiling and the back wall and the door. Also have those slide balls, the slides on the side walls. There's also the court hinder, Dave, right there in the middle of your screen, about 18 inches high, the camera there. So a lot of things can go wrong in this court.
Point.
Robbie McCarthy is so explosive, and we saw that yesterday, Davis. He took out
1-0.
The Race for 8, number 9, Stephen Cooney, with ease.
Short.
Winning that first game in just 6 minutes and 47 seconds. Struggled a little bit more in the second game, but the match was under 32 minutes total.
Side out.
Robbie McCarthy, Dave, coming off his 60-by-30 Big Alley win
0-1.
Just a couple weeks ago. So I know some pundits out there saying,
hold it.
Oh, that's a terrible call. Some pundits, Dave, saying maybe he won't be as sharp for this event coming off of that big court.
2 serves, 0-1.
Score here, 0 serves 1, with Emmett getting hit by that ball on the way to the front wall. Now, they also played back in, was it Salt Lake City?
0-1.
That they went up against each other a couple years back at the Players' Championship, where Robbie defeated Emmett Peixoto there, and then, like you said.
Yeah, we talked about that at the outset. That was Robbie McCarthy winning 21-20, 21-11. He was down 19-11 in that first game. It looked like Emmett was going to go on and win that first game, and he loses
1-0.
it. He lost all the momentum there, and as you remember, he got down big in that second game and never could come back.
Point.
That was a triple bounce back wall serve there.
2-0.
Talking to Dermot Nash, an amazing shot, Dave. said that this ball, this heavier race for 8 ball, really favors Robbie because he can hit so many more aces with this harder ball. And we've already seen a couple of amazing serves here early from Robbie.
Watch how Robbie sets up for that back ball shot, hits it in the ground with his left hand, and a side out.
0-3.
Emmett Peixoto, originally from Watsonville, California, now living in San Francisco, and a member of the Olympic Club where he's sponsored.
He's the handball pro emeritus there, Dave. So he gives lessons to juniors and adults. Already 3 airs here from the buzzsaw.
1-3. Short.
And Dave, one of the trademarks of McCarthy's game is his consistency. Wow, what a shot from Peixoto from the back right corner, a mouse.
2-3.
2 serves 3 here, game number 1.
Point.
Last time we saw Emmett, Dave, was at the pre-race stop number 2 at the Plummer event 3 weeks ago. He lost to Sean Lenning in a tiebreaker. A couple weeks before that, he lost to Sean Lenning in the finals of the pre-race stop number 1 at the Washington Athletic Club in 2 games.
Big setup there for Emmett Peixoto, and he puts it away. Emmett was walking back as if he missed that shot. But now on a 4-point run is Emmett Peixoto.
Oh,
side out.
That's a momentum killer there, Dave. That would have been 5 straight points for Emmett and still serving. Instead, he hands the serve to Robbie, who really did nothing to deserve winning that rally.
Short.
Robbie's father and coach, Dave, not here this week, and we've seen in the past
Second
he hasn't
serve.
played as well without his father and coach supporting him.
Bad bounce. Replay. Second serve.
And Dave,
I'm calling a bad bounce. One agrees. Both agree. You're still at second serve. The score is 3-4.
Is that the rule there, Dave? Another second serve?
Yeah.
Huh.
Check ball, please.
I would have thought that was just like a hinder. Because now
there was now the
2 serves, 3-4.
This was on the serve, right?
Yeah.
The bad bounce was on the serve. Yeah, second serve. Okay. I was going to say, if it was during the rally.
Hold it, replay. Replay.
Dave, you're used to hearing the Irish players say nothing, but Robbie is not from that mold necessarily. He will voice his complaints. You'll see our next 3 Irish competitors probably not say 5 words combined.
Right. Second serve.
And now another back wall air from Emmett, who's looked spectacular in spots and yet made some strange airs.
Yeah, same could be said for Robbie, though.
Get that.
And
he had to hesitate a second.
They're tied at 4 here.
You know, Dave, Bill Mejilos in his mid-30s, or actually early 30s, but he's kind of an old-school referee. He makes a lot of hinder calls. And Dave, I ref 5 matches yesterday, and it's very difficult to ref these matches. I had so many close hinder calls, and really everything is so close when these guys play, and it's very difficult.
You know, reffing from the position that the ref is at right now, Bill Mejilos, is a lot like going to an IMAX theater and sitting in the front row. You can see the whole film, but you have to move your head a lot, and it's almost as if it's too high and right on top of the players and too close. So you have to be really active. I almost think that you should have somebody holding the scorecard and you just call the match and just watch everything as close as you possibly can, because it's just very difficult to do in this court.
Second serve.
A little flip up there.
You know, Dave, every ref, that's a great shot, but every ref sees the game differently. So what you may see as a hinder, Dave, I may not. And then it just creates a lot of amazing serve, but a broken ball there. It creates a lot of disagreement.
Want to get that ball that was down there?
Between the players.
Somebody get him in.
This is the stop number 1 of the Race for 8 Tour of 2015-16. After this, it'll be Tucson, Arizona, November 6th through the 8th, and already that qualifier bracket filled up and capped out at 32, which tells you a little bit about the popularity of the tour.
Yeah, you know, we started the qualifier capping at 16, went to 24 to accommodate the demand, and now we're at 32, and there's still a huge waiting list.
Yeah, and I don't know any other way around it in a lot of ways. But here it's an open format, but they also cap at 32, and there was some controversy there as well with players trying to get in that were top players. I guess the bottom line is when you know that you want to play, you have to enter. You can't wait until the last minute.
Yeah.
Point.
Both of these guys entered early.
Dave, Emmett looks like he needs his second win already.
Point.
And that's just an incredible serve. That's the serve we saw Robbie McCarthy bail himself out against Andy Nett
8-4
in the 2014 Race for 8 Houston. As you remember, Dave, 2 consecutive aces at 24 all to win that match down the left. I know you remember that well, Dave.
Sure.
And Dave, how much strength? He's standing still there. He doesn't back up and move into that shot. He just waited for it from the back wall and hits that 100 miles per hour straight down the right wall.
Sometimes these players have you see the ball flying and you say, your brain says, oh, I'm going to take care of this. And then you say to yourself, well, why can't my brain say that on every shot? You know, you just know, you have the feeling before it actually happens.
You know, Dave, you mentioned a lot that Robbie McCarthy and Luis Moreno to you are almost the same player. I see more Alan Garner in Robbie McCarthy. You see the way he's built, that strength. He's got that Mike Trout kind of physique, just strong and thick, and he seems to have that same ability to just drill the ball from everywhere on the court.
Yeah, now my reference to those guys is more so that Robbie uses that little soft flick of the wrist, but he hits the ball 90 miles an hour. He makes it look like it's effortless with both hands, not just his right and his left, but it's almost as if he's going to go up there and play tiddlywinks in the front court with you, and he draws you in just to do a 2-wall pass, and you say, well, that I've seen that before back home playing with Luis Moreno. So the style in that sort of nonchalant sense, but I can see where you're coming from with that Alan Garner, but I don't know if Alan, does he even play handball anymore?
He talks about it sometimes via text. Says he's coming back in February, but I heard that last year. Hope that he does, though. Emmett now looking for some answers. Dave, you remember, you circled it on your scorecard. Emmett missed that back wall setup at 4-4 after he tied the score, scoring 4 straight points. He hasn't scored since.
Yeah, so Robbie scored the first 3 and the last 6.
Okay,
Emmett scored the middle 4.
But, Dave, you know, you and I have a lot of points of reference here this week because we actually spoke with the headsets off the other night. We enjoyed a nice dinner together.
Okay, we did.
And
9-4.
You said, you know, in sports, one drop of water in the wrong spot, now all of a sudden everything's just thrown off. You know, you mentioned what happened with Chase Utley to the Dodgers, and it's like you just can't come back. Emmett misses that one shot, and he's rolling, and all of a sudden he can't do anything.
10-4.
And at this point, he's not even thinking about this shot, but what he does know is he has no momentum at all.
And then that allows Robbie to get more confidence.
Right.
And it's all because of one little silly setup that you had in the front court that really means nothing at 3-4 in a game, and now you don't score again for the next 7 points.
And, you know, Emmett may neutralize this momentum, and he may get himself back in this game, but very difficult to make up 6 points.
I didn't see a slide. Did either of you two see a slide?
Yeah, and the odd thing about all of that is Emmett's had opportunities back in the server's box, and he's unable to break it. And you could almost guarantee that if he would have rolled that ball out at 3-4, he'd probably have 7 or 8 now.
I think so.
Side out.
But that's sort of the weird thing about the sport that, you know, the difference between a qualifier or a local open player, club open, is that the pros really don't make a lot of mistakes, but when they do,
second serve,
everybody pays for it.
And Emmett is just giving Robbie so many back wall setups here.
Emmett might
and
win
that's
this
another
rally.
broken ball.
Broken?
Roy Hobbs, Dave, and Robert Duvall will be really happy right now with all these
Hold
broken
on.
balls. The flash balls will be going, lightning maybe even. I mean, we're expecting Hurricane Patricia, so that would, I don't know where I'm going there.
I'm just letting you play it out.
I just was hoping you'd save me.
What I can tell you about the broken ball situation is it's interesting how brutally angry handball players get when a ball breaks. But if you are a baseball fan and if you knock the cover off the ball,
which has never happened except in a movie.
These are all broken.
It's just absolutely amazing.
Where's John? I'll be back. I need to get it. They're all broken.
Wow. So, Dave, imagine the umpire having in his pouch nothing but broken baseballs and throwing them to the pitcher one by one.
That's a great comparison that you have there.
Well, it's pretty much the same when you think about it. Or I guess it'd be no different than playing with a deflated football. Sorry.
Really? Is it
I don't
any
know.
different?
I guess. I guess depending on the size of the crack.
We're in Fountain Valley, California. Los Caballeros Sports Village, where we are sitting right next to the big Simple Green booth and all of the festivities outside. Dave, this is known as a tennis complex, but right now it's all handball. Outdoor and indoor, it's really kind of a festivity and a celebration of the game.
Well, it's known as the Festival of Handball, Dave, and if you ask most players, they're going to tell you that this is their favorite event. There's just an amazing energy here. You walk in, as soon as you pull up through the gates of the sports village here, there's signs that welcoming the players, and all the way through the parking lot and all the way through the courts. It's really amazing. The 4-court outdoor facility that's constructed specifically for this week is built on their center court tennis facility, and you'd never even know it was a tennis court. You'd think that was just their handball outdoor area. Great venue to play and watch. And now, Dave, 2 minutes and 45 seconds and counting.
Yeah, it's frustrating because the referee got a can of handballs and then a reserve can, but they handed him a can that had formerly broken handballs in it.
Yeah,
so
one
they
of
just
those cans had 2 broken balls in there.
so you hear the referee talking about they just gave him balls that were put back into a can that were meant for the disposal, and you know they recycle here.
Yeah.
And we're at Simple Green's
Right.
tournament, and they're trying to keep it green. So that was just an error on, I guess you would say the referee needs to check his inventory.
You guys
But
good?
That's just an unfortunate thing here.
Dave, I just think it's frustrating for the players, the hundreds of fans in attendance, and the thousands watching here on the webcast that the momentum is broken. And now this has to favor Emmett, who's lost 6 straight points.
Of course.
And Robbie McCarthy
All right, time in.
just came from 60 by 30 where there are no timeouts. There are no timeouts. You're not allowed to even leave the court
10-4.
during a game. And those matches can be 3+ hours.
That's a real man's game there.
That's what they call it. That's where they say legends are made, according to our good friends at the GAA.
Big setup there for Robbie. Pushes it down the left wall. Emmett just pokes it back, and Robbie back to the roof. Reset of action. Terrible shank there from Emmett. What was going on there? Like he lost the ball on the back wall.
It just seems to me that Emmett's lost his energy. He's not hitting the ball with any conviction. When he has a chance to step into the ball, he's not doing anything with it. And a lot of it's stemming from this great serve from Robbie.
Hold it.
And that should be an avoidable.
If you're going to stop play there, you have to call an avoidable.
It's either an avoidable or a no call.
11-4. Short.
Now, Dave, I know that Emmett is the handball pro emeritus and one of the great instructors, but if you're Emmett's coach right now, what do you tell him?
Second
say,
serve.
You train for this tournament. You need to act like this is a final and put everything you have in it. Also, Emmett's gone away from trying to go for kill shots. Everything's defensive. And I know that's Robbie that's making that happen. But Emmett needs to get above the board and start taking charge of the rallies. Because it seems like he's being outsmarted by Robbie.
Well, he's listening to you there. And now, Dave, after 3 minutes and 10 seconds,
Robbie,
we're going to have another 2-minute minimum. break.
2 minutes. His are wet up here.
We're also going to take a 2-minute break. We'll be back in just a bit for more of game number 1 here as we open it up at Los Caballeros Sports Village in Fountain Valley, California. Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball continues right around the corner.
Get a remarkable clean with non-toxic and biodegradable Simple Green all-purpose cleaner. You can use it straight out of the bottle on Tough Grime or dilute the concentrated formula to make multiple bottles of daily cleaner. Safe for all washable surfaces, Simple Green can be used indoors and out. From kitchens and bathrooms to living and play areas, countertops and floors to furniture and clothing. Keep your home and our world clean with Simple Green.
They're there for a reason, so I got to go in there ready to play.
Now it's 11-11. The winner will win the cup, and it all comes down to this.
Everything on the line on this point, Dave, all season for 1 point.
It's Juan Santos again. It's Juan Santos again. It's Juan Santos again. Juan Santos again. Back here after that 2-minute glove change in the opening rally as Robbie McCarthy ends that and gets a side out. It's Dave Fink and Dave Vincent for the conclusion of game number 1 here. 11-4 is the score at the Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball men's quarterfinals between Robbie McCarthy and Emmett Peixoto. Make that 12-4 now, and Robbie's just rolling.
12-4.
And Dave, Emmett seems to have lost that first step quickness that has been his trademark throughout his whole career. I think we both noticed that at the World Championships against Dermot Nash. And Dave, do you see that maybe he doesn't have that explosiveness? Doesn't seem to be able to get himself in a great position to do anything with these Robbie McCarthy serves and shots.
Point.
And he also looks tired.
13-4.
And that's another one, Dave, that I would expect Emmett to pick up easily. 10 straight points for Robbie McCarthy.
It's unbelievable. Actually, he was down 3-4, and now it's 11 straight points.
Okay.
Point.
Emmett beat Andy Nett in the first game yesterday, 21-3. Andy Nett in his last start made the finals of the NYC Race for 8 stop just a few months ago. Emmett beats him 21-3, and you're thinking, maybe this is Emmett's year, and now he's having the same treatment applied to him
4-15
by the buzzsaw.
Side out.
See a lot of guys use those underhand paddle shots, Dave, and the ball will check up on the side wall for big setups, but Robbie has a way of hitting those underhand paddle shots and keeping the ball on the walls.
Point.
Robbie telling me, Dave, after he defeated Emmett at the Players Championship about a year and a half ago, that he likes to use that basket, underhand basket shot, because it saves him a lot of energy and he's able to put his opponents on the run. So he's expending almost no energy while
point.
He's got his opponent moving side to side.
Timeout, 1 minute. Score is 17-4.
And 14 straight points here for Robert McCarthy.
17-4.
You see Emmett talking to his wife Jessica there. He has sort of a half smile on his face as we're live right now.
Emmett, how are your gloves?
And you know, Emmett's talking to Jessica, Dave, and he's just sort of got this half smile. What's going on? Kind of, you know, just half smirk, sort of, you know, maybe like confessing that, yeah, I'm not playing good right now.
Well, I think in some ways that half smirk can benefit him because he can say, well, this is just an anomaly. This game is not who I am, and kind of recharge and maybe try and get some momentum going for game number 2, because clearly this game is not going to go his way. And I believe, Dave, sometimes the worst thing you can do is beat a great player 21-4, 21-5 in the first game, because they come out in the second game
20 seconds.
with nothing to lose, and you're kind of feeling that pressure, almost like a golfer that shoots 61 and tries to come back the next day, and all of a sudden he's even par through 4, and he feels like he's shooting 100. So I think maybe, if you want to look at the bright side, Dave, this could somehow work to Emmett's advantage for game number 2. I know that I'm stretching, maybe.
I guess.
Okay.
All right, time in. 17-4.
And even that shot there, Dave, Emmett right in position to end the rally, and he doesn't. Dave, would you put Robbie McCarthy's handball IQ right up there at the top of current players?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think he's very much like Sean Lenning and Luis Moreno, where he's got this great, amazing natural talent.
Yeah.
And it makes you almost believe that he's just in there, you know, just relying all on that. But you can see he's out playing Emmett in the ceiling game, which you could say that Emmett's probably got the best ceiling game in the business, but he's kind of put himself way above that. You can see he's controlling every rally. You can't control a rally just on athletic ability alone. You have to put some thought into it. And it's got, I say it's sort of like this really cool system where he gets Emmett deep in the court. Emmett tries to go for a kill shot just to close out the rally, and Robbie's up there punishing him in the front court. But Robbie has a game plan.
Serve, I call it short.
I just don't.
One agrees, one
I think
disagrees.
high IQ people have game plans. Everybody else that doesn't have one doesn't have a high handball IQ.
Well, I'm just seeing Robbie hitting the right shot in almost every circumstance, and it tells me that he really has an incredible understanding of this game.
Yeah.
Point.
But having that ability to execute, because you and I both know sometimes I want to use my offhand and hit it right back down that offhand wall. And it's nearly impossible to do sometimes when you want to tee off. But Robbie seems to be able to control what he wants to do. So it's not just having the IQ, but being able to have that power and know how to use it. That's also pretty smart.
Last time you and I played, Dave, I hit my right back down the right, and you walked off the court.
Point.
Told me that no one is supposed to ever hit that shot, and you never played me again.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Game
your
point,
offhand
24.
is my strong hand, and you did something I've never been able to do with my strong hand. I said, you know what? Why play?
Yeah.
So
Side out.
now I'm into Bonko.
And how does Robbie miss that shot to end the first game after going 17
420.
straight rallies without making an error? He misses one from in front of the foot fault line. Good shot for Emmett as a nice lob serve, first strike kill.
520.
Oh, big setup here. Robbie flips it back, though. Look how far Emmett, even though
Good call, thank you.
Even though
Point.
Emmett's going to win this rally here, you see every shot that Emmett hits is on the run, going to the back part of the court, just flipping it back to the front.
620.
Robbie missed an opportunity to put the ball away there, but Emmett has no opportunity to take anything offensive. Like
And
that
now
shot.
Emmett having a lot of success, winning 4 straight rallies, 3 on his own kill shots.
720.
And you have to think maybe this is exactly what Emmett needs. That missed shot from Robbie
Side out.
to end that, what would have ended the first game, and now at least Emmett can feel
27.
somewhat good about himself during the break.
Short. He appeals the serve. He agrees that it's short. He didn't see it. One agreed and one didn't see.
I thought that was good, Dave.
Second serve.
Robbie's had all 4 questionable calls go against him, Dave. He asked for a slide, didn't get it. Emmett got a bad bounce off the door.
Side out.
And now Emmett's still in this game.
720.
You know,
Side
Dave, in
out.
baseball, the last thing you want to do is argue with the umpire on balls and strikes. But in handball, I think you almost have to do it because
27.
these guys will actually be influenced by
Short.
arguments. The referees, I mean.
I find it hard not to at least tell the referee you made a wrong call, especially when
Second
you
serve.
have a lot of conviction, because, you know, in life, which they always say handball is like a lesson, it helps you in so many other facets in life, you know.
I didn't see a slide, but I didn't see it at all. Did you see a slide? Replay.
Oh,
He had the best angle at
I
it.
didn't see that.
Well, Robbie
Check
made a
ball,
hand error
please.
on a ball that he shouldn't have, but, you know, you always say handball is kind of like a lesson in life.
27.
Oh,
Point. Nice match, guys.
And Robbie closes
5
that out.
minutes.
We'll conclude this little speech here. I know you weren't
No,
focusing
no,
on
I was. No, I
really
wanna
doesn't-
hear about it.
it's
Handball's
all
like life.
Nah,
You
you know, it's like a box of chocolates. Let's take a break. We'll be back in
Okay.
just a bit. More of this handball match, the quarterfinals between Robbie McCarthy and Emmett Peixoto, coming up in just a bit here at Los Cabs Simple Green US Open. We'll take a 4-minute break and be back in just a bit at racefor8.com.
The Tucson Racket and Fitness Club is your home away from home. Work out, relax, and refuel. All this and more can be yours. Call us at 795-6960 or visit TucsonRacketClub.com. The Tucson Racket and Fitness Club, where Country Club Road ends and fitness begins.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
In mining, this is the office. And whether your commute starts here or here, the challenges are everywhere. scarcer high-grade ores, volatile commodity prices, tighter profit margins, and making sense of all that data. Your industry may be complex. Your industry may be unpredictable, but it's our industry too. It always has been, and we're right here with you. Welcome to MindQuest.
Welcome to MindQuest. Bienvenidos a MindQuest.
Here's where we collaborate. Here's where we innovate. Here's where we listen to you. Smart people shaping smart change. Connecting products. Connecting people. For safer, more productive minds. One vision, one solution. For the life of your mind. Welcome to MindQuest.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams.
Michael Adams.
Students who miss 18 days of school in any grade risk falling behind and not graduating. Absences add up. Keep track at boostattendance.org today.
Get a remarkable clean with non-toxic and biodegradable Simple Green all-purpose cleaner. Safe for all washable surfaces, Simple Green can be used indoors and out. Keep your home and our world clean with Simple Green.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach your
likes you.
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
The doctor said he thought it was right, but it just didn't feel like it was right. Oh, hey, are you done? Sorry. Back here for game number 2 as Robbie McCarthy takes that serve from E Ft Peixoto and turns around the revolving door, gets a side out flat roll kill.
0-0.
And the score here is 0-0. Robbie immediately gets that side out. Look at that perfect shot from Robbie McCarthy.
Point.
Just, it was off pace, but just in the perfect spot, and it jumped away from Emmett.
He knows if he hits it too hard, Emmett's going to track it
Foul.
down on the revolving door, so he just puts a little off pace on it. The ball dies before it gets to the back wall.
It was almost like a tease, like, look, I'm going to hit this stop, but you still can't get to it.
And you're talking about high handball IQ.
Yeah.
It takes, but also being able to execute the shot. It's more than just the IQ. I mean, I think, you know, when I'm in there, I go, I know what I want to do, but I can't execute it. You know, these guys like Robbie, it comes so natural, but then he puts in a lot of hard work as well. And I know all of these top 8 guys put in a lot of hard work, but there's a confidence factor when you start beating players, and I think Robbie has that against Emmett.
1-0.
It was interesting as announcers, Dave, between games.
Point.
Because we actually saw Emmett's wife come and talk to us,
2-0.
and Robbie sitting outside, just hanging out with his sister right in front of our booth, had a chance to talk to Emmett's wife, who let us know that, of course, Emmett was not short on confidence coming into the second game, which is great.
Which is normal Emmett,
Yeah.
but she also said that Emmett's legs weren't working very well.
Right.
0-2.
He said he just didn't feel like he had quick feet. And sometimes you come, you know, you travel, and somehow that sort of thing happens. It's really weird. I don't know what part of your body doesn't react to, you know, a flight or even a long drive, but you feel really heavy, like you're in cement.
But he was moving well yesterday.
Point.
And there's a nice.
But look what Emmett has to do in order to win that point. He has to run all around the court. And that one was, you know, 25, 30 feet he had to run just to get that shot.
Robbie moves so well.
He glides.
And there again, Robbie gives Emmett an opportunity to hit that running right hand, almost like a running forehand in tennis, and he executes it 2 points in a row. And Emmett gets an ace off a lob serve.
3-2.
Oh, that was just such a great
Nice
rally.
ball, thank
Both
you.
guys
Side
hitting
out.
beautiful shots. Robbie sets that up with a great high 2-wall, earns the setup off the back wall.
2-3.
Dave, did you find it odd at all that Robbie came
Side out.
outside, no gloves on, and just kind of sat at the picnic table in the
3-2.
sun between games here?
No, because it is so packed in that show court area, and even when there's not a lot of fans there, it only takes just a few people in the front row to just give you this sort of claustrophobic feeling. You just want to get out of there, get where the air is blowing. By the way, outside where we're at right now is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it's
It just, if I was hot, sweaty, I'd want to come out here as well. And you
Hold
know,
it.
Robbie couldn't do this in Ireland. It's 40, what is it, 44 Fahrenheit. Excuse me, 44 degrees
3-2.
Fahrenheit.
Yeah, in Ireland right now, where he's from, in Westmeath, and it's, you know, it's 80 here with a really nice wind.
Wow,
I mean, it just
amazing.
feels amazing. So no, I'm not
Hold it.
surprised. Especially, you know, what kind of luxury do you get to step out and you have palm trees and
3-2.
these hula dancers, all that stuff going on here at Los Cab?
I would just worry when you're kind of in that zone where Robbie was playing so well, you take yourself out of that element, now you're in the sun, and now maybe you've kind of lost your concentration just a little bit, sitting outside in the sun, when your focus is in that court.
4-2. Short. Feels the serve. I called it short. Both agree. Second serve.
Emmett going with an overhand, left-handed second serve, which I thought, Dave, watching him
Side
play
out.
both of his matches yesterday, was just a terrible serve.
Yeah.
He got away with it
2-4.
yesterday, but this is Robbie McCarthy, and I don't see a serve
Short.
like that working against Robbie, and that was about as well as I've seen Emmett
Second
hit it.
serve.
And as you could see, it was a complete setup, which Robbie used to end the rally.
Point.
And Robbie almost, Dave, as though he's playing cat and mouse up there.
Well, it takes confidence, and he has a lot of it right now.
3-4.
Oh.
You know, it used to be that the old trick was you pull Emmett Peixoto in your bracket, and he's either going to beat you or
He can get that.
He's just terrible.
He's either going to beat you, Emmett will, or he is going to wear you down for your next match if you beat him. But right now, Robbie sort of turned the tables on Emmett.
Right now, the score is 3-4.
That was an unthinkably bad call.
We're
Dave.
replaying that. I think he can get that.
Robbie wasn't anywhere in the area. And you can hear the crowd chirping now, Dave. I think Emmett knows he got away with one.
I thought he could have got it.
It looks like a pretty quiet crowd here.
We saw Timbo Gonzalez in an ESPN bio saying if he could change one rule,
3-4.
what would it be? And he said appeal hinders. I kind of agree with him because referees don't make the right hinder call every time. And you have two other guys that are also watching the match, paid handball players, that can see it just as well.
Hold it. Slide ball.
Particularly on a rally-ending shot.
Check it, please.
Because the point's over.
3-4.
Emmett's going to have a glove change here soon.
You know, Dave, my theory as a ref is, would you call that a hinder in a practice match? And if you wouldn't, why should it be a hinder now?
Right.
4-3.
You and I both played a lot of practice matches.
Very rarely is a hinder called, actually.
No more than 2 in a whole match.
Yeah.
You come to a tournament with the same players playing at the same intensity, and now you're talking about probably 15 a game.
Yeah, it's 2 in a whole match, but it's your opponent that'll call it for you.
Right.
I was in your way.
Point.
No, take it.
Right.
You come
Do
here.
you want that hinder?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I guess.
'Cause
Even
they
though
know.
you weren't even really going to call it.
5-3.
Nice shot there from Robbie.
Side out.
Is Robbie too casual right now, Dave?
3-5.
He may be. He might be on cruise control, but I think he has good leg movement. He looks still really, really strong.
Hold it.
Contact there. Wouldn't have called it, but ref did.
It's the old school reffing mentality, Dave, that I mentioned at the start of this match.
Well, the rules do state that if there's the hinder, if the contact's made, you stop the play for at least safety reasons.
New ball.
Safety. When was the last time you saw someone injured?
I never have.
Okay, so can we eliminate that word?
No, but somebody will tell you it did happen once.
Well, in our experiences of over more than 5,000 hours of webcast coverage, we've never seen it happen. I'll take that as a reasonable sample. In fact, Dave, it's very rare that you'll see an injury occur as a result of something specific you do on the court. Now, you may tear your rotator cuff because of years of playing, or you may tweak your back because of years of playing, but you don't see someone come down and sprain their ankle or break their ribs because someone's run into them. Now,
No.
Dave Chapman did say in the finals against Alan Garner in 2010 that he hurt his knee slipping on a wet spot.
Hey, Dermot.
So that could be.
You mind warming up with this? Can you warm up
Didn't
with
he
this?
win the national
Get it back?
championship in 2011?
Yeah, he won it 8 months later with a bad knee.
Okay.
And he did have a bad knee. But that wasn't caused from any kind of contact. That was actually a wet spot on the floor that he slid at 9-9 in the tiebreaker. Ended up losing that match to Alan Garner, as you recall.
I do recall. One of the best matches we've ever had out here.
Oh, it was amazing. Well, pretty much every time those guys played was, you could mark your watch 2 hours and 45 minutes and they'd be at 9-9 in the tiebreaker. It's almost a different Pro Tour now, Dave, than we saw in 2009 or 10 when you saw Alan Garner and Dave Chapman two of the top 3 players, and you didn't really see any of the Irish guys. You didn't see Dermot Nash or Killian Carroll.
Right.
Or Robbie McCarthy for the most part. You saw Paul Brady maybe once or twice a year. Now you're seeing the Irish guys. Half of the quarterfinalists are the Irish guys. No more Chapman, no more Garner. You still have Moreno and Lenning. Now you have Mondo Ortiz in the mix. So just in, what you would say, even less than a half a generation, we've got a whole new crew.
All set?
Yeah, we saw Dave Chapman play Martin Mulkerns that year that he made it to the finals of the Nationals. And that was the only overlap really there.
It's a point.
And now we saw yesterday
I don't think it's
the overlap with the very, I would say an old version of Noddy Alvarado Jr. clashing over the top of Darmid Nash, who defeated Noddy. Second game was 21-3.
One agreed, one disagreed.
I thought that was a
natural.
funny,
but I don't think it was because of a
I thought it was a natural hook.
There's just, if you guys want to throw the ball a little bit, you can, but that's a point.
I like our referee sticking by his call there because it did look like a clear ace. And Dave, sometimes you bring a new ball in the court and it has that film on it, and it'll jump a little bit on the ground, almost like it hit the ice.
4-5.
But that's why I think every ball should be warmed up. I mean, these balls should all be opened, warmed, and ready to use once they're thrown down to the court.
4-5. Short. Second serve.
What a shot from Robbie. And Dave, he makes the easy shots look really easy. And he makes the hard shots look easy.
5-5.
I guess that's the trademark of a great player.
Point.
And it just seems like
6-5.
when Robbie wants to, he can flip the switch.
Right.
And score at will.
Second serve.
Very similar to Sean Lenning, that he doesn't look like he's applying himself. But when he does apply himself, everybody in the whole area knows about it. They can hear it, and they can see it.
Replay.
That was weird. Strange, almost contact there. I think the ball made a strange bounce off the ceiling or something.
6 hinders called now, Dave, with 11 points scored in the second game.
I don't know if it's a ball or what. But
Emmett has already gone through 6 pairs of gloves in this match. I can see them, Dave, sitting out there in the sun.
Yeah. I'm surprised they're still there.
6-5.
Well, they won't be for long unless we keep our eye on them. Strange shot there for Robbie. And Emmett takes a pay.
How's the other one?
Early this morning, Dave, it was Ireland's Martina
2 minutes,
McMahon
5-6.
taking
Robbie, how are
out
your
Tracy
gloves?
Davis in the women's quarterfinals, 21-14, 21-20. Great match.
Is that bouncing normal? Thanks.
They have a 2-minute break right now for a glove change. So we're going to take 1 minute of that and be back in 60 seconds. Stay around here at racefor8.com.
Get a remarkable clean with non-toxic and biodegradable Simple Green all-purpose cleaner. Safe for all washable surfaces, Simple Green can be used indoors and out. Keep your home and our world clean with Simple Green.
Bring out the action hero in you. Fuel up right and get energized. Be part of the greatest action movie ever. The first movie that puts you in the action. Show us how you train and eat like an action hero. Join in at actionheroalliance.com.
Here we are, for the
Okay,
conclusion of this game number 2.
5-6.
Score here is 5-6 as Emmett goes to that familiar lob serve.
Point.
Emmett hits that ball off the fingertip and then just kind of throws up his hand saying, you know, that's a miss hit. That's the only way I can score out here.
6-6.
We're all together at 6 in game number 2. Emmett only scored about 6 in game number 1. I believe the final score there was 21-7. But he was close to only scoring about 4 until a late surge in that game number 1.
Great shot from
Point.
Emmett, who lost that first game 21-7, so he's almost reached his total here, or he now has reached it.
Score here 7-6.
Side out. Six, 7.
I don't think there's a harder
Point.
serve to return, Dave, than that deep power crack that doesn't come off the back wall. And even if it does, but what can you do with those deep power cracks?
Right. Well,
I mean,
there isn't anything. You have to be lucky, I guess.
Terrible shot there from Robbie.
You can just try not to get him
Side
to
out.
be in the server's box.
Yeah, well,
and comfortable. I mean,
I just don't think there's anything you can do with that.
We've
serve.
seen some other
7-7.
top players that had great serves just not feel comfortable because they were being pressured in the rallies. Look at that big open lane for Robbie. Doesn't put it away.
Side out.
And that's going to be wet. And we're all together here at 7 with the side out.
There's a lot of humidity here, Dave, so the players sweat a lot. And when they hit the floor, it does take a while to find the wet spots and then dry them.
You know, we used to think that it was just so blatantly wrong that,
It's okay for now, but
you know, that it was that a player had to go up there and, you know, do it on their own and say, why is, you know, it's not fair that the player has to, you know, they're tired and they have to clean on the floor. But then when we sent smart individuals, lawyers, doctors up there to actually clean the floor off, the players were saying, well, they didn't get the right spot.
Right.
That's not where I dove.
Yeah.
So I think it kind of has to be a combination. I think the player needs to be empowered
All right,
a little
time
bit
in.
to tell the person that comes in to
7-7.
clean where it's at, and maybe that's only their limited role. Because really, a towel timeout shouldn't be a timeout for the player.
Surprising, that towel timeout was only
Side
45
out.
seconds, which is short by the standards.
And it was
here.
like a
7-7.
10-foot oil slick up there, too. Emmett slid all the way to the right side
Short.
wall.
I almost
Feels the serve.
would
I called
prefer
it
that they
short.
didn't put the finish on the floor so that
thought it was
it didn't
good?
have the shiny, because then
Two
when you
serve.
dive, you don't have to dry it. And also the ball is not going to slide on the floor.
Score is 7-7.
That's true.
Of course, then you're prone to staph infections. But there's a give and take to everything.
So the take is a staph infection?
Yeah, but the give is less cleanup time for the fans.
Okay.
And isn't it all about the fans, Dave?
Oh, in this game, yes.
That's what I thought. It's almost as though Robbie is baiting Emmett to go for kill shots, because I don't think he thinks he can make them.
Emmett threw his hand up, said that he was hindered.
you think he'll ask for the hinder after he wins this rally?
Well, I'm not sure he's going to win it.
Hold it. Skip ball. Check ball, please.
I think he said skid ball, not skip. So
Oh.
skid is completely different than a skip in this scenario because Emmett would have scored his 8th point, and there's that what Emmett thought was a hinder, but it really was just a skid anyway.
Well,
7-7.
Regardless, Dave, that's our 8th stoppage for a hinder or slide. More stoppages than either of these players have points.
Hold it.
And that should be an avoidable. I mean, if you're going to call anything there, Dave. How can you jump back in front of the line of the ball? He doesn't have to go there to get out of the way of the ball.
Well, I think if he stays on the wall, which in that case, he's not trying to get out of the way, which is the rule would state you have to get out of the way in order for it not to be a hinder.
If he would have stayed where he was,
I think he might have got hit by the ball if he stayed where he was at. Very close.
So.
8-7.
This Slav service slowed Robbie down, but it has certainly not given Emmett the big advantage.
Side out.
Every time it seems like Emmett can get himself out in front,
7-8.
he makes that kind of mistake.
Side out. 8-7.
Robbie McCarthy winning in his only U.S. Open start. That was 2011. And Emmett just completely whiffs
Check
that.
ball, side out.
Robbie went through Sean Lenning there in the quarterfinals.
7-8.
Nadia Alvarado in the semifinals. And then Charlie Shanks 11-9 tiebreaker in the final. So you know he has to feel comfortable here on this court. Terrible shot there from Emmett.
Big setup here for Emmett. Nice little feather left-handed corner kill from Emmett, who gets a side out, and they should towel off that right side. Look at this little
it's a nice
inside
shot.
out left corner kill.
I don't think anybody dove.
They did.
Yeah.
Emmett kind of remembers it.
Yeah, that's where it was. Both these guys also entered in the doubles. Robbie McCarthy teaming with his World Championship partner Dermot Nash, while Emmett secured the big fish, Dave. Got
Side
Paul
out.
Brady.
He's coming in. 8-7.
I believe Dave Emmett and Brady will have a very tough challenge in front of them today.
He served that.
Against Killian Carroll and Colin Freehan. I know that you may disagree, but I think that could be a very close match.
No, I agree with you.
8-7. Short. Second serve.
There's a little contact, hinder. Referee calls the ones that you don't think he's going to call, but the ones that actually have contact, no call there. But like you said, you know, the referee sees something different. If you're following the ball as a referee, you don't see the contact sometimes from the two players. You can't be everywhere. Oh, nice shot right there from Robbie. Emmett dives in, slams against that right side wall, punches it back again. Now Robbie's going to go back to the roof, reset all the action. Best rally of the tournament so far, and the ball slides on the ground, and Emmett throws up his hands in disgust, but that's the exact area that Emmett dove just a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
One didn't see it, one saw it skip.
I think it definitely slid because that's where Emmett had laid out on the floor. scoring in this momentum of this match has kind of come to a grinding halt.
Well, it's just
How are your guys' gloves?
a lot of slides and stuff like that going on here.
Yeah, why don't you change it?
This is the 4th glove change in just this
Yeah, you change. Both you guys
match
change your
alone
gloves.
here. Second
Emmett,
one in this game,
Why don't you
right?
change your shirt too?
We're going
How's
to take a
your shirt,
2-minute
Rob?
break. This is going to take a while. We'll be back in just a bit as we try to conclude sometime within
2
the
minutes.
next 3 hours this game number 2 of Robbie McCarthy and Emmett Peixoto in beautiful Fountain Valley, California for the Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball and WPH Race for 8. Stick with us.
Get a remarkable clean with non-toxic and biodegradable Simple Green all-purpose cleaner. Spray straight from the bottle on heavy grime or dilute the concentrated formula to make up to 11 bottles of daily cleaner. Safe for all washable surfaces, Simple Green can be used indoors and out, from kitchens and bathrooms to living and play areas, countertops and floors, to furniture and clothing. Keep your home and our world clean with Simple Green.
At shelters, you'll discover healthy and loving animals just waiting to become a part of your family. Why wait? You can make a difference in the life of an animal. A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person and adopt your new best friend today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
There are a million places you'd never consider texting. So why would you do it while driving? Leave risky driving to the professionals. Stop the texts, and together we can stop the wrecks.
Working and working out takes a lot of energy. That's why I drink Zenergy. Feeling fantastic and looking good has never been easier. Science, extreme science for your active lifestyle.
All right, time in. Eight. Hold on. Get the door, please.
It is. I tell everybody I know. Back here for the conclusion of game number 2, hopefully. But I've said that 4 times.
Conclusion of what? The first
Time in,
1/3 of it?
8-7.
Of this next series of glove changes and hinder calls.
Okay.
And the next, that's series number 6 of 13. Right down the middle. Big setup, Emmett.
Robbie just makes some incredible gets. Talking to Stephen Cooney,
Side
Dave,
out.
who played Robbie yesterday and lost to him, he said, you know, I'm training in New York and I'm just not
7-8.
seeing people pick up these 2-inch high kill shots that I'm hitting, and he's getting all of them.
Yeah.
And that was really the difference.
Point.
Very difficult, Dave, and you see Emmett having some back problems there, to pass a top
8-8.
elite level player from 35 feet
Short.
when he's in front of you. It takes so much power and precision, and you saw it there.
Second serve.
That won't make the highlight reel, but that was one of the best shots you'll see in this event.
Well, it made the highlight reel there.
I'm waiting to see the actual official highlight reel.
We saw it on that slow-mo replay from Jeff Castor. Back to the roof again is Emmett, and this is a huge overhit. Robbie should put it away, and does.
Point. Nine, 8.
Great return of serve
Let
kill
out.
from Emmett.
8-9. Short. Second serve.
You know, Emmett was
Point.
pushed just a little bit in game number 2 yesterday against
9-9.
Andy Nett.
Yeah.
Score there was 21-17. Robbie has not been pushed at all. Although second game against Stephen Cooney, Steve did score 13 points.
Yeah, they were tied at 13 in that second game.
And then Robbie just flipped that switch like you said. Nice little flick right there. Emmett gets it back. Robbie, I think, acted like Emmett didn't
Side
get
out.
that. And Robbie says to Emmett's face, no, that was 2 bounces.
Thought he got it.
You know, it's interesting, Dave, in racquetball, it's not a dispute when you accuse your opponent of double bounces, but in
9-9.
handball, that's a parking lot material. Although I don't know if you'd want to go to the parking lot with Robbie McCarthy.
Well, I don't think you want to go to the parking lot with a racket either.
Point.
But
well, no, you don't take your racket to the parking lot. Just
Field
if I played
Nice.
racquetball,
Oh, yeah,
if
well,
I played
yeah.
racquetball, I probably would.
Yeah.
Both agreed. Score is 10-9. Side out.
You know, I'm pretty easygoing dude.
Yeah, I do.
But if
9-10.
one indication on whether I'm mad or not, when I say I'll meet you in the parking lot,
Hold it.
and you bring guns and knives, and
Yeah.
I'm going to bring my fist,
Yeah.
that means that it's going to end really bad for one of us. Probably me.
Yeah, I would think.
That's why I wear a Kevlar vest
9-10.
here at these handball tournaments.
Yeah. Emmett looks like he's abandoning his ceiling game a little bit here, Dave, because
Point.
I think he senses how strong Robbie is playing the roof. So Emmett's going for hard-powered overhand drive.
10-10.
Well, I think that's where he should be at anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, because he has that game, and he just doesn't often do it. But I know it's something you have to feel. Here he has another opportunity, goes for the low board. Robbie digs it out. Emmett does it again. Robbie digs it out again. Emmett goes for it again. And finally had Robbie just slightly out of position there. Robbie stuck on the wall this time.
Don't you think Emmett wants that shot?
Yeah, but again, now Robbie's stuck on the wall. Didn't go in front of Emmett, and it was still called a hinder.
I'd want that shot. All you have to do is hit it to the front wall and the point's over.
10-10. Short.
You've seen Robbie for 2 or 3 points in this game a couple of times, seeming like he's going to take over like he did in game 1, but he hasn't been able to
Second
sustain
serve.
that. And Emmett is hanging close.
Right.
Terrible serve.
Check ball, please.
And Dave, that's not
Replay.
unavoidable. I don't know where.
Well,
10-10.
Emmett served the ball and stayed in the same spot. He didn't really back into him, but he didn't get out of the way either. No, I don't think it's unavoidable. I mean, let's face it, there's certain balls you just can't get out of the way of. I mean, you don't know where Robbie's going to hit that.
That had to have been the
Side
hardest
out.
hit shot of the tournament. Robbie just unloads there. Dave, if you had that kind of power, wouldn't you just use it on every shot? I mean, why does he hold it back?
10-10.
Well, that's like what I said earlier.
Point.
Sometimes your brain just tells you that this is the shot, and, you know, it.
11-10.
You can't just create something. There's shot makers, though, in this game, like Sean Lenning and Luis Moreno.
Point.
Emmett's now asking for a hinder and
What's
an
that?
appeal.
You're appealing the serve? I call the serve good.
Couldn't tell there.
They both disagree.
Wow.
Replay. One short. 11-10. Second serve.
Robbie has not had a good second serve here.
No, it's not replay. It's second serve because they called it short.
Robbie's bringing his second serve around the revolving door. We'll see if he can clip the side wall. He doesn't again. And Emmett makes him pay with a very small
Side
window.
out.
But Emmett was fooled around the revolving door there.
Yeah.
And because of being fooled, I
10,
think that ball
11.
dropped further out, and he was able to get over the top of it, kept it down. I always like when that happens in the match, but then it makes me upset with myself for not playing every ball like that. It's like the handball gods say, you don't let the ball drop, so we're going to do it for you.
Good handball there from Emmett. What a get. I thought that was
2 bounces, I thought.
It
Point.
was.
Robbie doesn't say anything. He lets Emmett go to that last
11,
shot.
11.
But he was upset with Emmett earlier for what he thought was 2 bounces.
That's just
side out.
Each time, Dave. This is the 4th time where it seemed like Emmett
11,
was able to
11.
take control, and he makes another air off the back wall with his right hand. I like the referee not calling
Side
a hander
out.
there.
And Robbie saying sorry as if I knew I was in your way.
11, 11.
And we're all tied at 11, and this is not even close to being over. I mean, it's literally taken 30 minutes, 40 minutes just to get to this point.
Side out.
And there's another towel timeout.
And Dave, I know you won't believe this, but we went 7 minutes and 40 seconds without any kind of break.
Yeah, that's
pretty remarkable.
And 1 point being scored, so that.
Well, I didn't mention that part.
There, like you said, there's a give and take. The give was a nice 7-minute break to watch pure handball. The
Wonderful.
take, 1 point scored.
Yeah, I refereed Paul Brady and Colin Crehan yesterday. Colin, the future #1 of this sport. They played for 42 minutes without 1 break, except for 2 minutes between games. Not 1 towel timeout.
I could probably do it tomorrow morning. If you need
But to each his own, as they say. I know, Dave, you like to live and let be. I don't know if that's how you say that. Dave, we will be welcoming in Martina McMahon, our 2015 Women's Race for 8 Breakout Star of the Year. Maybe even at our next time out for what we like to call the second serve.
Okay.
We're going to try and get all of your favorite stars in here for some version, Dave, of Q&As, second serves, best and worst.
Short.
You name it, Dave.
Second serve. Point.
Oh, and Emmett is
I
arguing
thought you
here
were
for a
able to see
hinder.
it and slid down the wall.
But Dave, I see Emmett bank himself behind. Watch Emmett
I
bank
thought you
himself
put yourself in
behind
a bad
Robbie
position
there.
And then he put it on the wall.
Yeah, that's.
I agree with our referee there.
Yeah, I agree too.
I didn't think it was a hinder.
Now that's how I would call it, Dave, as a referee, and a lot of players would disagree.
And there's that replay there. And you saw that little stutter step from Emmett, but the referee's call was no hinder. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, from that angle right there, it did look like it was a hinder. But see, looking straight down from
I actually thought he
the
saw
right
it.
side
I
camera,
thought it was going to be a hinder.
that
and
looked
then he
all
saw it,
right.
And it slid down the wall and he missed.
I think if, Dave, if that is a hinder, then you're pretty much going to have to replay every single point, because there's going to be that kind of congestion and that kind of potential slight obstruction of the ball in almost every rally. So I don't see
Yeah, go
how you
ahead.
could ever complete a point.
Yeah, but that stutter
2-minute
step
clock
that Emmett,
change. How are
that,
yours?
you can say that's, because of,
These gloves get wet.
because he was hindered, but I'm not sure.
Dave, we are now going to welcome in Martina McMahon for the second serve.
It's actually McMahon.
I'll never say it right.
Let's go ahead and get her in.
And can
to
you
our
cue up
booth.
some of that cool, funky music, Chris?
There's no music, Dave.
Why?
I don't know. Have you ever listened to the music choices that Chris has?
I think he's got amazing taste.
Well, he does, but it's always from the Star Wars soundtrack. Oh. Go ahead, Dave.
Thanks, Dave. Martina, the 2015 Women's Race for 8 Breakout Star of the Year. Congratulations on your win earlier this morning against Tracy Davis. 21-14, 21-20. Remarkable, but let's get down to business. This is the WPH Race for 8 second serve. Are you ready? If you had to host one Race for 8 Pro at your house, who would it be?
Mando Ortiz, I think.
Who is the last Race for 8 Pro you would want to stay at your house?
Oh, that's a toughie now. I don't want to get in anyone's bed books, but oh God, I don't know. No, I'd invite them all. They all have to come.
Okay. If you had to have one current Race for 8 Pro hit an ace serve, who would it be?
Paul Brady.
If you were driving across the desert in the Race for 8 van and the car broke down, which Race for 8 Pro would you want to be stranded with?
Sean Lenning. He's good crack.
Which Race for 8 Pro would you least like to be stranded with if you were driving across the desert?
Marco Chavez.
What is one rule change you would make in Race for 8 events?
30-second timeouts instead of a minute.
Congratulations. You've completed the second serve. Now we're on to the best and worst. Which Race for 8 Pro has the best serve?
Paul Brady, of course.
Best back wall kill?
Robbie McCarthy.
Best return of serve?
Dermot Nash.
I agree with you. Best conditioning?
Killian Carroll.
Now women are also included in this.
Okay.
You know that. Okay.
13-11.
Best speed?
Short.
In the women, Katrina.
Best offhand?
Second serve.
Katrina again.
Best hair?
Jean Kastner.
I agree with that one too. Best on-court fashion?
Tracy Davis.
Oh, excellent. Congratulations. You've completed
11-13.
successfully the second serve and the Q&A. Now, would you stay with us for just a couple points here as we watch Robbie McCarthy and Emmett Peixoto? Late in this second game, it was Robbie McCarthy winning game 1 21-7, making it look easy. This game has been a struggle for both. 13-11 now, Robbie McCarthy leads.
Point.
An unlucky miss there from Robbie.
12-13.
Peixoto is hard to play though. I don't know how some of them stick up with the towel and all that. I don't know, would I be able to hack all the time wasting there?
We've had
Hit the light
10
weird.
hinder calls thus far in this game.
I wanted to see how it was going to
We've
bounce
had
first.
9 towel timeouts, as well as 3 glove timeouts.
A lot of time wasting going on.
More delays than points scored combined.
Exactly, yeah.
Wow, what a shot. And he
Side
just
out.
misses that.
Yeah.
It's tough to see out here with all this sun and
13-12.
Yeah, I thought that was up now as well.
Point.
Good toss from Robbie.
you said Robbie McCarthy has the best back wall kill, but he's shown today maybe the best serve.
Hold it.
Yeah.
Slip. Check ball, please. 14-12. Point.
And he's just out of the 60
I
by
call it
30 as
good.
well, so he didn't have much training, so he's not showing any weaknesses in the 40
One
by 20.
agrees, one disagrees. I thought it was good.
Emma's going to take a little victory lap here in the back of the court. Looks short.
It does,
Unlucky there for the Rock.
15-12.
How is Emmett still in this rally?
Point.
You have to think that that took a lot out of Emmett to stay in that rally, make those amazing
First
gets.
timeout, 1 minute.
As we welcome back in
Score
Dave Vincent.
16-12.
Thank you. How did that 2-minute drill go?
It was. She completed her second serve, no passes, and then also we went on to the Q&A.
No, I meant
she
the
could have
2-minute
been
drill, the drill where Emmett changes his gloves.
Oh,
and shirt.
I don't pay attention to that.
Sorry.
I just keep it positive.
Martina, you're here. I didn't see you.
Hello.
Yeah.
What do you call you call the new segment the
16-12.
halftime report? What is it called again?
It's the second serve.
The second serve.
Yeah.
You know, the second serve isn't always a good thing,
Oh,
but
God,
in
no.
this case it is.
Yeah,
This is where Dave does his best work.
Yeah.
We were
Where
thinking
else
of
would I want
calling
to be?
the first serve is short, but that didn't have a good, short serve. The short serve, it just didn't have a ring to it.
Right.
Well, we decided to put that second serve in there.
Yeah, sounds good, all right.
Martina, let's talk about you here for a second. You had a great win this morning, very early, as a matter of fact, before the club even opened, I think.
Pretty much, yeah.
Now you'll be facing the winner of Katrina Casey and Jean Kastner. Don't know if that match has been played yet.
Yeah, Katrina won.
I've already inked in
you inked
Kasamoto Kastner on that one.
Okay, so you'll be playing now Katrina Casey, who you almost beat.
I inked in. They haven't played yet. So I'm saying that I'm inking in Jean to win that.
No, they have played.
They did.
They
play.
have? Oh,
yeah.
okay. All
Katrina, I think.
Dave.
I didn't know they played. I thought it was coming
Katrina
up.
did win that one. So
Yeah.
you're going to be facing Katrina in a rematch of that 60-30 final, which you almost won. You had a lead there in that first game. You lost 21-18. You lost 21-15 in the second game. You told me you've never been more gutted after a loss. So that's going to give you so much fuel for that match. We can't wait to follow that one. Is that today or is that tomorrow?
It's today at 5:30.
Okay.
Yeah, so no, I'm looking forward to that. And I should have won the 60-30, but it was my own fault. I suppose I didn't drive on when I was a few aces away from the 21 line, but next year.
I'm sure you're going to win that one in the very near future. Now we're watching the guy who did win the 60-30 this year.
17-12.
He came back from a crushing loss in 2014 against his rival, Owen Kennedy. And now trying to make his way into the U.S. Open semifinal. Really an all-code star, much like yourself, Martina, Robbie McCarthy.
Yeah, he is.
12-17.
Yeah, the score with himself and Owen on the 6x30 was surprising, to say the least. But yeah, no, he was just phenomenal on the day, and Owen just wasn't up to it. I was talking to Robbie as well, and Robbie was saying that it looked as if Owen was fatigued. So.
Well, Robbie will do that to you. He's got the amazing ability to put the ball wherever he wants it, move you all around the court, and then he makes great gets.
Exactly, yeah.
Score here is 17-12. Robbie 4 points away from ending this. But Emmett's holding tough. Emmett much more active here later in game number 2 than he was in the first 75% of this match.
Point.
Emmett asking for the towel, and the finish line seems pretty close here now for Robbie McCarthy. These two traded leads and tie scores throughout the first half of this game all the way up to 12, and now it's just been Robbie kind of hitting the afterburners.
And the reason why Emmett's calling for the towel here is because you saw in that replay, if we can look at it again, when he was leading off to go try to escape, to go get that revolving door that Robbie hit, you saw him slip with his right foot. Here it is right here. Right. That was the replay from far away. The one that we had up close, the slow-mo replay, shows Emmett sliding with that right foot as he left the gates, as they say. Watch here. Right here. Now watch that foot. You see that slide? Yeah. And Emmett remembered that, asked the referee, and he's like, well, this isn't really a towel timeout. But they brought the towel in anyway, and now they're extending some of this time that Dave has on his stopwatch.
18-12.
Dave never even thought about time before you, Dave, so I want to thank you for bringing that disorder into my life. Great contribution.
Well, having Asperger's has its positives.
Yeah, it's been amazing for me.
18-12.
I've never missed dinner. Well, I know that's not related, but I've always been on time because of it. My shoes are always tied and untied and tied again. And I'm really good, really good, like genius level on things that don't bring any food to the table.
12-18.
That's another trait.
Short.
Martine, we just saw Emmett with a beautiful left-hand back wall kill. How much do you like to see that being a left-hander?
Yeah, no.
Second serve.
I think that's probably the best shot, and it always seems left hand, left wall, left corner. I wouldn't mind trying out left-hand right corner sometimes myself.
Tough to find the right opportunity for that shot. It may only come up 1 or 2 times in a match.
Exactly, yeah.
But when it happens, it just feels great.
Exactly. A mouse shot, as you call them.
Point. 13-18.
Set up again.
Well, nice shot there from Emmett. I find it hard to take your strong hand and put it into your strong wall. So if you're left-handed like you are, Martina, hitting it into that left front wall or left side wall first into the front wall as a kill shot seems to be hard to do for me personally as a right-hander going to the right wall. But other players just are really good at it, and I go, how do you even practice that? Because when I try to do it, I either hit the front wall first and miss, or I hit the side wall so far back and high, it's so not effective.
A lot of practice needed for that shot. But yeah, no, I agree with you on that one.
Well, I look at a guy like Charlie Shanks, who's had a lot of success out here
14-18.
at the Simple Green U.S. Open, or these courts specifically. And he has a great revolving door, but he's also like 6'2", 6'3". And as a tall guy myself, I just said, how are you good at this? And he said, I'm just, the first day I ever played, I was good at it. I didn't even have to try.
Yeah.
So I guess that's maybe the answer.
That was a big
18-14.
rally for Robbie to win.
Short.
Emmett gets the 15. Now all of a sudden he's back in this second game, but Robbie gives his first fist pump of this match on that sliding pass shot down the right.
Second serve.
We call that the Irish fist pump.
Usually reserved for trying to lock in a short serve.
And that's what he was trying to do, actually. He heard the hold it and thought it was short, but it was really just a
point.
A slider.
Now 2 points from the semifinals. Martina, Robbie has never lost at the Simple Green U.S. Open. No one else can say that.
No, God, yeah, that's a good thing to have under your belt. So he'll be going for gold again.
It's amazing about athletes. You know, you go to all these tournaments and you lose, unless you're Paul Brady, 98% of the tournaments you play, yet we all come back to the next tournament thinking that we're going to win. And, you know, Robbie McCarthy's no different. He lost badly to Paul Brady just a couple months ago at the World Championships, but I can assure you he's here to win.
Yeah.
Both divisions, and that's what's great about sports.
Which one did you say slipped?
Athletes are eternal optimists.
Exactly,
You thought there was a slide ball.
You should try working alongside one.
Mark, did you see a slide ball over on the left? It's a point.
Samson, put that back on. There's really some things that you shouldn't see.
Yeah, that's true.
And they put our broadcast booth right next to the massage table. So.
But I'm sure you wouldn't mind seeing it now if it was women.
Well, if that prospective woman had the same body type as Samson Hernandez, probably not.
You're 2 minutes.
Now I know what Totoy means.
You're okay?
It means look the other way. And now we've actually brought a leaf blower into the court. Now we've seen everything here. I'm expecting to have some kerosene and just set it on fire, and now that'll get rid of some of the moisture, as I have been told. Score here is 19-14, and we have had everything happen in this match. We've had glove, shirt, we've had a short call overturned, we've had a bad bounce, we had a ball that hit the door, we've had the leaf blower.
Emmett has a lot more tricks up his sleeve. If you would just give him some more time. He's got shoe changes, sock changes, short changes.
We had a double bounce call from one of the players.
We've got a Hall of Famer with a leaf blower in his hand on the court.
This is the Bicrowave holding onto his jetpack. Now, we've seen it all on this one, and that's pretty much what you expect when you're facing Emmett Peixoto. Or now, I almost believe Robbie McCarthy, because he's also involved in some of these long matches as well. I mean,
imagine seeing Michael Jordan out on the court wiping up the.
Well, that's what's happened. The Michael Jordan. Look at this. The Michael Jordan of handball's in there. But let's face it, John Bike was better respectively than Michael Jordan was at basketball.
I think so.
In handball. So
yeah.
I mean, that's obvious.
Well, Jordan was good for the first 3 titles. The refs carried him to the next 3.
Martina, you weren't born yet.
No.
But you weren't born yesterday, so you do know.
I do.
I mean, you know, when you can push off a defender as hard as you can to get wide open shots, you know, why wouldn't you make those?
John did the same thing.
30 seconds.
Here, our referee taking charge here, 30 seconds. Not quite sure how time could be involved after a leaf blower was thrown into the court.
Emmett now outside here in the sun getting a pair of gloves. You know, Dave, you can only keep 25 pairs of gloves in your bag.
I never heard a referee yell 30 seconds after a leaf blower, but after the leaf blower takes center stage. It's just not going to work there for Emmett, who left the court, and now the door's locked and he can't get back in from the outside exit. Now a patron, a fan, pops that door open for him. And I'd hate to see a fine here, but the referee doesn't give it.
Robbie's serve. 19-14.
I don't know what Emmett saw there, Dave.
He wasn't happy with his shot.
Points.
Oh.
Slide over there. He thought it slid on the back. Nobody saw it.
Robbie takes that
None of us
behind
saw
him,
it,
which
sorry.
enables him to put a little bit more reverse on that.
Yeah.
Because he holds on his hand a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Just because you put your hands up, Martina, doesn't mean you just automatically
I think
get
that's
the call.
all you can do.
No, exactly.
No, I
And
think
if it
that's all you
did,
can
we'd
do.
never lose a point.
Well, you'd never lose a point.
Well, speaking, I was trying to take myself out of the equation, even though it was all about me.
I heard in a match one time.
20-14.
We can't talk about 20-14.
Hold it.
Oh, that ball slid.
That one slid. I saw that one.
Dave, it's only 11:10 in the morning. What's going to happen to this court?
Well,
with
that's what I said
7
earlier
matches?
to you. I said, has the ball slid at all? And you said, no, it looks like, right before this match started. But immediately it just started sliding. But that's what you would expect here. I'd say it's going to give up maybe in a couple hours. I mean, they brought the leaf blower out.
We need to get another one, I think.
I don't know why our camera doesn't center onto this court here. We don't get to see that left corner much. Kind of frustrating.
There it
Point.
is.
Good match, guys.
Robbie's happy about that. Now he goes into the semis.
Well, I mean, the scores may not reflect it, but that was a tough match. And this was an hour and 45 minutes. I know there was a lot of breaks in between, but you're still on the court for an hour 45 minutes, and you're battling. And Emmett was tied at 12 there in that second game, and could have easily seen Emmett forcing a tiebreaker. It didn't happen, obviously, but now it's Robbie McCarthy. He'll await, Dave, the winner of Luis Moreno and Dermot Nash. Just amazing matches all day today.
Yeah, Martina, as a handball player yourself and being female and looking over, I know you enjoy all forms of handball, and also as a spectator, when you look at the lineup, you say, I'm not going to go to the beach. I kind of wanted to play my game and then go do some shopping. Do you look at it and say, I'm going to hunker down and watch these?
Yeah, definitely. I'd say I'd staying put here all day now. Definitely can't miss out on these great games of handball. And even the one wall, I enjoy watching those and the three wall. But Simple Green, the US Open seems to attract all the best players, so it's definitely one of the best tournaments to come to.
Well, I kind of believe sometimes, too, that you get a better workout running from one court to the next, because I was looking at the schedule today, and there were like 4 matches at 10 o'clock this morning that were all marquee matches on the outdoor court.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, wow, I need to go over to that 3-wall court in the back and watch some handball. We're going to take a break. We're going to be back in just a bit. Dave, did you want to do something more? before we take this break? I know they have to reset computers and get things ready for our next match.
I think Martina and I are going to film a Race for 8 interview that'll be uploaded later.
Oh, wow. So I guess you want me to say goodbye?
That's how we say goodbye.
I'm going to say goodbye, and I'm going to thank you, Martina and Dave, and we'll be back for another exciting quarterfinal match up next. So we'll have that. Stick around here at racefor8.com.